Hello, I'm Chad Spearman with the CattleFax Closing Bell. The fed cattle and wholesale beef markets continue to hold at the higher trading ranges that were established since last September. Fed cattle values have held on top of $120 per hundredweight and the composite cutout above $180 per hundredweight. All fresh retail beef prices climbed higher during the second half of 2011 as well, reaching a record high $4.47 per pound in December. However, retail beef values have lagged compared to fed cattle values as the market moved into the higher trading range during the last 12 months. This is typically the pattern, as most have heard of the quote, "The live is the drive," meaning that as fed cattle and wholesale prices move higher, it forces retailers to pay more for the product. In turn, the retailer will then raise prices to the consumer. This pattern will remain in effect into the spring as prices to the consumer continue to rise due to sustained higher fed cattle values. The question becomes, how high is too high for the consumer, especially when one considers that the live cattle futures market is currently pricing in an average of $5.19 per pound for the second quarter of 2012. That's a 17% increase compared to 2011. There are a whole host of factors that will impact consumer demand, but futures implied values are indicating that the consumer will be tested with higher retail prices this spring. CattleFax will continue to monitor the situation to determine the impact of higher prices on consumer demand. Now, your weekly market update. Cash fed cattle trade was generally steady to $1 higher on a live basis this week. Steady trade was noted in the north this week at $123 to $123.50 on a live basis and $197 to $198 on a dress basis. Trade in Kansas was steady at $123 on a live basis, while trade in the Panhandle was $1 higher at $124 on a live basis. Feeder cattle prices were mostly steady this week, with some regional strength and weakness noted. Calf prices range from steady to as much as $4 to $8 higher, and boxed beef values were more than $3 stronger this week, led by limited supply and early grilling interest for middle meats. Spot corn futures pushed up through the $6.50 per bushel mark early on Thursday, but succumbed to selling pressure through Friday to close near $6.30. The USDA's monthly WASDE report on Thursday included a smaller production estimate for Argentina's corn crop, which met pre-report expectations. Projected U.S. corn exports were also revised higher as a result of the smaller crop for Argentina. Looking forward, fed cattle supplies tighten in the weeks ahead, but if carcass weights continue to increase contra-seasonally, the decline will likely be less than previously expected. Calf prices are expected to continue working higher into the spring. Wholesale beef prices typically benefit from improving demand as spring approaches, and both choice and select beef cutout prices are now advancing from the mid-January lows. Spot corn prices are expected to meet stiff resistance in the $6.50 to $6.65 per bushel range, while support is noted in the $5.75 to $6 per bushel range. Thanks for watching, and remember to visit CattleFax.com for your latest market news and analysis.